And welcome to the Blur for Game 1 of Season 23.
23.
On a beautiful Friday night in the Skibby backyard. I'm Peter Light, sitting alongside Brett Spencer. Brett, how you doing?
You know, I'm here, and we're all very happy to be here. Everyone's excited tonight. It's a perfect day. We weren't really sure we were going to get this game in with the rain last night, but the field looks great, and the players are here, and they're warming up. How about you? You ready to go?
Oh, I'm excited. Walking back here, it's just like it always is. Seems like yesterday we were wrapping up Season 22. Astros and Expos are ready to go, and we're going to get started here. But first, we'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, Four Hands Brewing Company. Thanks for treating our players like celebrities. Check them out at their new Chesterfield Valley and Kirkwood locations. Four Hands Brewing, a company, ales without borders.
Yeah, they have a new place in Kirkwood, which is
right with the Peacemaker.
Glorious.
Yeah.
So good. And so we have the Expos and Astros facing off. And the Expos have quite a history in the Game 1, huh?
They have been a part of it, I think, since its initiation, commonly playing the Astros.
Yeah, they've done pretty well. They've done pretty well. I think they have won, I believe they've won 2 or 3, and they've lost 1. But historically, the Expos hold their own in the first game. Maybe not so much the rest of the season, but honestly, in the first game, they look like contenders.
They certainly get up for it. And talk about the Astros a little bit. They are the away team here. 3 playoff appearances in the last 4 seasons. Last year had a big win against the Twins, 6-5. So they're capable of anything.
Yeah, and you see those blips every once in a while, but the Astros have put together a few years of success that they're looking to take that next step this year and push into the playoffs a little deeper. And I think with Cam holding down the rotation, and yeah, gotta listen to Jeremy do that though.
Can't start the season without it.
But with the Astros, they really want to start off this year hot. Waiting, losing this game 2-3 weeks before the regular season, it's a wait.
It's a lot to think
about. And it affects the rest of the year too.
So the Expos will take the field. Of course, Jimmy Nelson on the mound after a pretty typical season last year. Led the league in innings pitched and strikeouts. Also faced the most batters.
Wouldn't really expect anyone else on the mound for them right now.
Nope, we got Jack Light playing right field, and Matt Germer will be playing left.
Yeah. Defensively, I think overall they looked pretty good last year. I haven't looked up the errors that they had last year, but Germer's usually pretty sure-handed.
They did okay. 11 errors last year, but who was second was the Astros with 5. But I would say a lot of those errors are avoidable.
Drinking related, I think, for the Expos.
Why do you think Jack Light's in right field? He can't drink.
And Jack had a great year in the field last year. He looked very good, much improved.
Speaking of looking good, Jimmy Nelson's painting the corner there a few times, and that knuckleball's moving as Cole Layton steps up to the plate. Had a solid season last year, finished 4th in hits, homers, and runs. Last couple of years he's played at an all-star level.
Yeah, he has. Continually leader of the strikeouts as a pitcher, and honestly up there as a hitter too. But this is a game between the Expos, who are in the corner pub division, and the Astros, who are in the Kettering Ice Center division. So it's not an interdivisional play, but it's a exciting first game nonetheless.
Yeah, and as always, the divisions seem to be pretty evenly split the way we divide them out. So I wouldn't say there's really much of an advantage to any particular team.
No, and like you said, any given team can beat any team. The Astros beat the Twins last year. The Expos beat the Yankees last year.
That's right.
So anyone can win at any time. And here we go. First pitch.
And folks, we do have the 55-mile-per-hour speed limit, so that first pitch is actually 2 balls.
Yeah, and I
can't see
it's hard to see from our angle.
Actually, there it is. Okay.
Can you see it?
I can only see the first digit. So Brian Benware, usually a player on the hitting team, will watch the radar gun.
Yeah.
That was
Jimmy's
nasty.
pitches are definitely moving. If he can find his speed, he's tough to hit.
We know he was practicing in the off season. You know, drug his mom out there. You gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, full count before you know it. Oh, he pops one deep, and it's gonna be a chance for Jack Light. Oh, we can't make the play, and Cole is gonna go to third.
Overran just a little bit, but
I think he got there. See if they score that as a triple or an error. I'm sure on the move. Maybe
Yeah,
a little
that-
sun.
that would be up to the score.
We'll leave that to
scorekeeper.
Sam.
Yeah. But Cam Smith comes up to bat. You know, last year he was 8th in home runs, 28th in average. You got to think he's wanting to get on base a little bit more and help his team out.
Certainly.
But putting it over the fence, Cam does out among the best.
Yeah, you know, as a team, the Astros 8th in OPS, so not a lot of home run power as they make Cole Layton go back to second base. Seems like he wasn't halfway there. They're also tied for second in strikeouts as a hitting team, so that's
Halfway, or
something
is it
that
2/3?
maybe it is 2/3.
That's one that I don't remember, honestly. I always have Sam tell me the rules for everything.
That's right. And Cam swings at that one above his head just to get that first pitch strike out of the way. Now he's quickly down to 2 strikes. Oh, and it hit the wood. Hit the wood. It's ball up the middle, and that's going to be an out. And Cole is back to second. Pitcher's poison. Get the ball to the pitcher's mound for the out.
I mean, 3 straight good pitches.
That's right.
That third one that hit low was barely low.
Yeah, you got to be careful. That brings up Jimmy Stout, and he's going to take the swing too. You know, you might be saying, why would he swing at that? Well,
You get that first one out of the way,
That's right.
and then you can relax and just bat. I know that's a strategy for some guys in the league.
it is.
I haven't found it to be the most effective, but who knows?
Oh,
Jimmy
and Jimmy
pushes it
Stout sends one
Down
deep.
the line, and it's gone.
He slapped a tariff on that ball and sent it straight to China. So that'll give the Astros a 2-0 lead. And you know, Jimmy Stout didn't play a lot last year. He was 0 for 8, but as we all know, he was busy. I think he was in Hollywood at times doing the TV appearance thing. He's everywhere you turn the TV on, he's there.
And
Oh,
Benware comes
Benware.
up, slaps it down the line, and that's going to be foul.
Just foul. Just missed the trees too.
Benware really hasn't played a ton the last, I'll say, 5 years, but last year he did a decent amount. Like, he batted 37 times, the most in quite a long time.
That's right. He's starting to take control of this team. You know, obviously from a manager perspective, but also as a player.
that
Nelly! And that's why he's taking control as a player, as
Yeah.
he gives the Astros a 3-0 lead.
Lead by example.
Wow, what a guy. That'll bring Cole back up to the plate, and he's going to, oh boy, that's way up there. Jack Light's going to make the play. That'll get the Expos out of the inning. Astros put up 3.
You look back at the defensive aspect of the games. You know, that first semi quote unquote error by Jack, whether it was an error, whether it was a catchable ball, but that changed the inning. They put up 3 instead of 0.
It is. It's a game changer. A judgmental stat, but it can really change the dynamic of a game.
Yeah, even if it's a hit, which it very well could have been. It was shot up there really high, and it kept drifting on Jack. But you know, you make that play, it makes a little bit of a difference. So I think, you know, Jimmy Stout now is going to take the mound.
That's right, and you see the players get together for the ball pickup. That ball pickup is brought to you by Trolley Pub STL. Book your ride today at trolleypub.com/St. Louis and celebrate with your friends, family, or coworkers riding the historic streets of St. Louis. But stay safe out there. Jimmy Stout's going to warm up. He was one of 2 pitchers on the mound for the Astros last year, along with Cam Smith. Had 17 innings pitched. Tied for 7th in strikeouts, 18th in ERA. He's looking to bounce back here against Sam Eichenlob, leadoff hitter for the Expos. Nice pitch. Oh, and it was hot. on the hot pitch. Takes a slider away. Sam Eichenlaub had a solid year last year. 7th in home runs, 4th in RBIs.
He's been a big, and to be 4th in RBIs on a team that, honestly,
That's true.
It's tough to get on base for some of the Expos. To be 4th in RBIs for Sam is really impressive.
Shows how valuable he is to the team.
Yeah, he's been a great addition to them, not just on the field, but I think he works real. He slaps one toward Cole. I mean, Platinum Hands Cole couldn't handle that one. I don't think anyone could have. That was pelted.
Right in the nipple. Likely score that as single for Sam Eichenlaub, which will bring up Jimmy Nelson. Takes the ball outside.
So Jimmy Stout pitched a little bit last year, 17 innings pitched, 18th in ERA, as that's pushed down the line. Looks like he was
Looks like they're calling out.
They are calling out.
That'll move Sam Eichenlaub to second.
And that's left to the players on the field.
Brings up Evan Close, number 3 hitter for the Expos. Ducks below that one. Oh, he throws one
Pushes
to deep
it.
center, and that's gone. Cam Smith can't get there in time.
Puts the Expos on the board. 3-2 now.
And
As
we're
Evan
back.
comes up clutch.
I'd say the Expos needed that to kind of tip the scales here, especially as the team.
You know, you give up a few in the top of the first, and don't put up any in the bottom. Like, we're a hitting league, we're a scoring league. Kind of gets you down, and you know, it can quickly get out of balance.
Very true. That brings up Matt Germer. Led the team last year with a .485 average. Looks like another in the dirt. Jimmy's painting it low.
If he's found out that if you keep it low, it doesn't register on the gun as much.
You see a lot of the premier pitchers really just laser focused on the bottom of the strike zone.
Good eye by Germer.
Man, I'm usually hitting the top of the strike zone. I should probably think about
you
that.
need
Yeah.
to refocus that.
He's got a patient
Leaves
eye
by
here.
Germer.
Good pitch from Jimmy. Jimmy can really slow him down, you know.
He's got some good speed changes that definitely help with his effectively wild pitching.
Ooh, that looked good. And we got a full count here now. 7-2. Oh, it's pop up to center. Cam's going to call it. Oh, and he's going to drop it.
Now
That one I think they would call an error.
yeah, you kind of have to at that point. Hit your hands. And that could turn out to be very costly.
As we've mentioned, because that brings Sam Eichenlaub up with a chance to take the lead.
Giving extra outs
With
in
one
this
out.
league usually comes back to bite you. But let's see if Jimmy can
Ooh.
bear down and get him out of this.
Oh,
Big swing and a miss. So last year was a shortened season
yeah, unfortunately, 8 games.
due to the rain. And he tops it to Cole.
That'll end the inning.
Jimmy gets out of it.
And this ball pickup again, sponsored by Ballast Dental Care.
And let's thank our other division sponsors, Corner Pub and Grill, Ketting Eye Center, and Cardinal Blinds and Shutters for their loyal support through the years. Good luck to all the teams as they try to claim their division titles. So, as I was saying, last year was shortened. Only 8 games total. Rain shortened season. The Expos went 2-8, 2-6. I'm sorry.
6, yep.
And then the Astros went
4-4.
4-4. All right.
They made the playoffs.
They snuck in 500 record.
Yeah, the Expos, they definitely played some good ball. 6 losses by a little over 2.5 runs each, including 1-run losses to the Marlins and these Astros.
Yeah. They're usually in the games.
Oh, and that ball. Brett, that ball went further into outer space than Katy Perry. As the Astros extend their lead to 4-2.
That was a good one, Peter.
Everyone's talking about it. That'll bring up Jimmy Stout. Back up to the plate. Takes one behind his head. And he's pushes it out to Germer. Makes a play to Jimmy Nelson. 1 out.
Germer's one that he'll get in a hockey stance for every ground ball. He'll go on his knees.
And he ropes it down the line. That's a fair ball. A younger Binware might have tried for second.
Yeah, give him 10 years, maybe 10 years ago.
But I'd say a smart Binware knows to stay at first. That was fair.
Yeah.
So with Binware at first, we're back to the top lineup with Cole Layton. He's going to get that first strike out of the way.
Cole last year, 4th in hits, home runs.
Ooh. Quick inning.
That's a heck of an inning there, Jimmy.
That's a big out there by Jimmy to keep them within 2. To someone like Cole, who has been playing at all-star level last couple years, last 2 years he's .625 hitter, 14 home runs, 23 RBIs. Thank you for those stats, by the way, Pete.
I hadn't looked at stats in nearly a year, but got to give the viewers something.
And that brings back up the Expos. So Jimmy Nelson's up. Not a lot of hitting stats in terms of Jimmy on this side.
I think he hits most of his home runs in the Game 1 scenarios.
I really feel like it's, in terms of Jimmy's batting, it's a home run or it's a strikeout. It doesn't seem like there's much of an in-between for him.
That's right.
And when he's hot, like...
Oh.
Yeah.
And maybe a line drive every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
The Expos, we talk about the Expos only averaging a win and a half since the 2020 championship. However, last year they outscored the White Sox and the Rockies, and they let up less runs than the Marlins and the A's. So while they sit at the bottom of the table, they've got room to grow and move up.
Yeah, that's one of those things that you look at their stats and their record doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes, but most of their games that they lost were close. Evan fights it off.
See ball hit ball easy game.
Oh wow!
See ball hit ball easy game.
That was going to hit the strike zone.
It's a good pitch, big curve.
Sometimes you got to fight those off. Ooh, check swing there from Evan.
Hush comes over the crowd.
Be honest.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, and that'll take him down. Good pitch there by Jimmy to get out of the inning.
So,
no runs scored.
Oh, there's a strikeout. That is a sponsor by SWBL. So SWBL is now our strikeout donation.
Great
now
move,
that's brought to you by SWBL Cannabis Dispensary, our philanthropy sponsor for season 23. SWBL will be donating money to charity for every strikeout thrown in 2025. SWBL provides a clean, curated selection of premium cannabis from the best brands across the country, including its exclusive brand, Sense. SWBL has specialists at each location, always available in person to help guide a memorable and lightning experience for customers. Visit them at any of their St. Louis and Missouri locations. And that brings up Cam, which
Fair ball.
was a question that I had for you.
He's going to second. Had plenty of time to get to second there.
Do you find it interesting that that Ben Ware went with Jimmy Stout instead of Cam Smith to start this game? And is there strategy behind it because it's the Expos?
There could be, maybe they are saving Cam. You may view Cam as the number one pitcher, having finished third in ERA last year. I feel like we've frequently seen him in game one scenarios, so maybe it's just a change up and confidence builder for Jimmy.
Yeah. It very well could be. It very well, but that they're not taking the Expos seriously.
That could be. Oh, he's going to have to run that one out. Safe at first, and Jimmy's hustling to second base on the overthrow, and that'll score another for the Astros, make it 5-2. Sometimes you just got to put the ball in your pocket. Ooh, that was close.
It hit the block. Yeah. Like the foot. It hit the foot.
So there is.
Yeah.
Foul.
We're going to take a quick pause, folks.
We're going to take a look real quick. You want to look at it YouTube? Oh. What do you want, skinny waffle?
It can bounce too. That's the thing. So it bounced and hit. But I don't know if it's the bottom.
How many times did it have to bounce?
We're all
Well,
pulling
this
our
is
phone out.
something that doesn't happen very often.
We're going to take a quick break and look into the rule book here, because if someone's running home and you throw it toward the strike zone, it's a possibility it hits the strike zone, it's an out.
You may throw the ball at the strike zone.
Always make some long foot.
Hit the rectangular part of the strike zone.
Metal. Metal, like rectangular.
Yeah, the strike zone part.
Yeah, it's the strike zone part. We're good.
We like to get things right around here, folks.
Just wanted to get it right.
Got to check.
Of course, what we're talking about, folks, is the defender throws the ball and hits the strike zone before the runner reaches home. That would be an out.